Greetings, my lovelies. Thank you for stopping by today. I have an extra special video for you today. In honor of Valentine's Day, I'm going to talk about my favorite literary couples. We all know that romance is one of the things that moves a story along. Sometimes it is the main thing, and other times it's just a subplot to add a little extra spice. There are many different types of loves. There are things like mates, as in the Sarah J. Maas books. There are people who are thrown together and in combat situations and fall in love that way due to stress. And then we have some characters who fall in love over time. If you wish to avoid spoilers, I recommend you watch my other videos and come back to this after you've read all the books that I'm talking about today. So number 5. Percy and Annabeth from the Percy Jackson and Heroes. So the reason why I like Percy Jackson and Annabeth is because they start out as not really liking each other. She thinks he's an idiot. He thinks she's too uptight. But by the end of the first series, they sort of develop a friendship and maybe a slight crush on each other. It's, a little ambiguous. I think. It's been a while since I've read them. By the end of the second series, though, we know that they are definitely dating and that they love each other. And so when we finally get that confirmation after that horrible cliffhanger in the House of Hades, we're just like, yes! Yay! Because I'm a sucker for romance. Favorite couple number 4, Dane and Numiere from the Immortals series. Now this one's kind of weird because there is such a vast age difference between the two. When the two characters meet, she's about, 12 or 13, and he's in his early 20s. But it is set in a medieval time period, so some grain of salts were going to have to be taken. But the reason why I like them is that throughout her entire story, they are not a love interest. He is her teacher, and she loves and respects him on that level. And she is his student, and he loves and respects her on that level. And it's not until she grows and matures and becomes a woman and other characters start to come into play that they realize that easy love that they had for one another has turned into something else. And they don't know if they want to pursue it. You can kind of understand how sometimes a age difference may make you hesitant. He didn't want to get her trapped into a marriage where she woke up and realized she was married to an old man. And she didn't want to get into a relationship with him to where he woke up one day expecting a woman but saw a little girl. But in the end, they eventually decided to give it a go, and they have a very stable and happy marriage built on years of mutual love and trust and respect. Favorite couple number 3, Freya and Rhysand. If you know that, by now you should know that I'm a love of all things Sarah J. Maas. I am a hardcore assassin. But from her 2 books, Throne of Glass and the Court series, of all those couples, Freya and Rhysand are my favorites. For one reason only. Rhysand was willing to let Freya marry Tamlin, if that is what she truly wanted. Freya did not want to get involved with someone where she was so damaged herself and knew that Rhysand had been assaulted repeatedly and was going to respect his wishes of not having a romantic inclination. Number 2 favorite couple is actually not a literary couple. It is a TV fandom couple, and it is the 11th Doctor and River Song. I love these two together. I'm a diehard Whovian, 3rd generation. My grandma watched it, my mom and my uncle watched it, and I watched it, and my dad watches it. So I am from a hardcore Whovian family. But the 11th Doctor is always going to be my favorite because he's the one that got me into it. And I just love his tit-for-tat relationship with River Song. They are flirty and they play together. They don't take each other too seriously except for when it needs to be done. And it just broke my heart rewatching it, realizing it, when she dies is in an earlier episode, and we're watching past River and what we're in, and then when she comes back from the library and he's like, I can always see you, and fangirl feels. It gets me every time. I love them so much. And she with Capaldi was pretty good, a little bit mature, but with River and the 11th Doctor, God, that's one of my favorite pairings. Sorry, Ten and Rose lovers. They just don't do it for me. And my number one romantic couple is Harlow and Augustine from the House of Rising Sun trilogy. The reason why I like them is carrying along with a similar theme of my choice picks, mutual respect. Augustine, or Augie as he's more commonly referred to in the book, is kind of a playboy fae. He got into some trouble in another series, and so he's kind of been on the run, but now he comes home and runs into Harlow, who's in this disguise because it's the fae version of Mardi Gras. Well, Harlow is facing jail time for accidentally hacking into a company. It really was an accident. It was a whole setup spiel. And she wants to have a little bit of fun before she goes to jail. Now, when Harlow touches people, she gets their emotions. So she avoids touch contact at all times, which means that when she does, it's a lot. So Augie falls in love with her because she's unique, she's different, she's fiery, and he's just like, yes, that is the one. But he also doesn't press the point with her. She really wants nothing to do with him. And they kind of get off to a little bit of a rocky start, given the fact the death of her mom, and the fact that the house that she could sell to get her freedom, she has to have Augie sign in on her because they are both dual owners of it now thanks to her mom, and he's not willing to do that just yet. Well, he respects her as a computer hacker and a whiz, and he allows her to help with the investigation of her mother's attack, and he pushes her, but not too much. He always makes sure that she's comfortable doing what it is that she needs to do. And because she's always ignored her fae heritage, he serves as her guide to the world that she's now slowly becoming a part of. If she didn't want to be with him, he would respect that. If she did want to be with him, he would absolutely be floored. And she realizes through the course of the story of all three books, she realizes the true nature of him, and that he is a very fierce, loyal, protective man that she is very much attracted to. And they end up not necessarily changing for each other, but just blending seamlessly to become this one kick-ass unit that's kind of odd, because he's a former criminal turned police chief, and she's a computer hacker whose mom was a movie star. So they are very weird and unique people, but they fit together. So there you have it, my top 5 favorite romantic couples in literature and movies. If you like this video, be sure to like and subscribe. I don't have a regular schedule for videos yet because I'm still trying to get used to everything. But as I get better at filming and editing and all that fun jazz, they will come out more regularly because that is a goal of mine. If you like what I do and wish to help support me and continue doing it, please click on the link below that will direct you to my Patreon page. You can also follow me at KNTimothy on Twitter and Instagram. I will also provide the links for that below. I hope you all have a very wonderful Valentine's Day, and I will see you all next time. Bye!